Welcome to the first episode of the EmpireOne Podcast. If you're here right now, thank you. You're listening to something brand new, something we're building from the ground up for you, business owners. This episode is going to be a little bit different. There's no guests, no interview today, just me giving you the backstory, the what of this podcast, why we're doing it, who is it for, and what value we're committed to delivering every single week to you. Now, I've got to start with a disclaimer. The accent. If you're already wondering where is this bloke from, you're not alone. I get asked that weekly. So here is my backstory. My mom is Canadian, so she's from Vancouver. My dad is from London, and I was born in Edinburgh, Scotland. And for the last 11 years, I've been living here in Melbourne, Australia. So yes, it is a mix. Sometimes Canadians sometimes there's a bit of a Scottish edge, sometimes London grit, and every now and then there's that bit of that Aussie slang that sneaks in as well. So basically my accent sounds like a cocktail. It is a global blend. And that's why I tell you this, because this is part of my story. Businesses, like life, it's never from one place, it's a mixture. A mashup of influences, experiences, culture, and that blend of perspective, lessons, and voice is exactly what this podcast is all about. So, who am I? My name is John Mears, and I am the CEO of EmpireOne. Now, EmpireOne officially launched just a couple of months ago, but my journey here has been one that's building for years. So before I stepped into this role, I spent my career as a C-level exec across industries like finance, property, accounting, wealth building, investments, and of course education. That experience has given me a broad vision of how businesses can succeed, and just as important, how they can fail. So about 2.5 years ago, I started working with Aaron Sony in his education and events company. And for those that don't know who Aaron is, he's an entrepreneur, an investor, a speaker. He's built dozens of businesses and has a real passion about helping entrepreneurs and business owners grow. And I got to see that up close by running operations with him. It was in that role that my passion for customer journey and experience really took shape. I saw firsthand how much it mattered, how the right systems and the right support can completely change a business owner's trajectory. So when Aaron came to me with a vision for EmpireOne, a business concierge built for SME owners, trusted access to services and solutions without any noise, it just clicked with me. Combined his big picture vision with my obsession for execution experience, and that is why I said yes to leading a CEO. Because for me, this isn't just another project, it's a mission to make business ownership less lonely, less overwhelming, and a whole lot more successful. So let's be real for a moment. Running a business today is hard. One day you're trying to generate leads, the next you're thinking about payroll, then it's recruitment, or legal, or compliance, or a partnership opportunity that you're not sure if you can trust. It's overwhelming. And the truth is, most of the advice out there doesn't help. Half the time it's people selling a course they've never applied themselves to. The other half, it's highlighting reels or stories or successes without actual truth or failures that have got them there. This is why we're not going to do this here. This podcast is built to be useful, to give you real conversations with real business owners and leaders, people who've made mistakes, had some setbacks, learned some valuable lessons, and built something valuable on the other side. Because here's what I believe. One idea, one strategy, one conversation at the right time can change the trajectory of any business. And that's what we're aiming to do here, to give you those moments every single month. So who's this podcast for? This show is for any SME owners or leaders across the world. Doesn't matter if you're running a family business, whether you're scaling a startup, or trying to keep your head above water in a mid-sized company. If you've ever felt like you're doing this alone, this podcast is for you. And if you've ever found yourself Googling how to fire someone legally, followed immediately by best happy hour near me, then you're the exact kind of listener we want. This isn't about pretending business is easy. This is about giving you the tools and the stories to make it easier. What you'll get in each episode. Each episode will run for around 30 minutes long, enough to go deep, short enough to actually fit into your week and listen on your commute. We'll cover things that matter most. So from marketing, how to cut through a crowded, noisy world. We'll cover things like lending and finance, how to access capital without losing control of your business. We'll talk about things like HR and people, how to hire, manage, and lead without burning out. We'll cover things like partnership and growth. How do I scale smarter, not harder? And here's the key. Those just aren't shiny success stories. We'll be talking about the mistakes too. The bad decisions, the pivots, the late night stuff, the stuff you don't see on Instagram but you feel every day in running your business. We'll always come back to this question. What's the one thing you can take from this episode and apply in your business tomorrow? That's the filter for every guest we bring on. Practical, usable value, every time. So I want to share something personal here with you. When I was the GM at Aaron Education Events Company, my world was all about business owners, watching them invest in themselves, pushing to grow, and often battling uphill challenges. And I realized that no matter what industry, no matter what size, the frustrations were all the same. Too many hats, not enough time, not knowing where to go for trusted help. And that's what got me passionate about the customer journey and experience. Because if you can fix those things, you don't just build a stronger business, you change people's lives. And that's when Aaron told me about EmpireOne. It wasn't just another company, it was a mission to make business ownership feel less lonely, less complicated, and a whole lot more rewarding. I remember one of my first weeks in the events business and education business, watching Aaron on stage, firing that crowd up, and then me backstage trying to figure out how to make sure 1,200 people had lunch on time. That is business in a nutshell. Vision out front, systems in the back, and I realized that's where I thrive. Taking the big ideas and building the experience that makes all of it work. That passion is what I'm bringing here. This podcast is all about giving you the inside track so you don't have to learn every lesson the hard way. So what's next? Our first guest episode is coming very soon and they're stacked with value. Leaders across marketing, AI, HR, partnerships. We're getting unreal, unfiltered insight. If you've made it this far, firstly, thank you. I don't take it for granted that you spent your time here with me, and it really does mean the world. One small thing I'd like to ask, if you found even one insight, one moment, or one idea in this conversation that sparked something in you, please hit the subscribe or follow. The truth is, most people who listen don't, and it's that simple click that makes all the difference. It helps this show grow, helps me bring even more incredible guests, and ultimately means that we can do this and keep doing this together. So if you enjoyed today, do me the favor, subscribe, share it with someone who'd love it, and let's keep building this together. This is EmpireOne Podcast, a podcast built for business owners by business owners. I'm John Mears. Thank you so much for joining in this very first step of the journey, and I'll leave you with this. In business, you don't have to do it alone anymore, and that is why EmpireOne exists. And that's why this podcast is here to deliver. I'll see you in episode 1.